आपको वाकई में ये करना है कि नहीं करना है, क्योंकि टाइम लग जाता है। कुछ लोगों को 1 साल लगता है, कुछ लोगों को 5, किसी को 10, किसी को 15, किसी को 20। तो यू वुड नेवर नो कि आप जब यहाँ पर आओगे आपको कितना टाइम लगेगा टू गेट सक्सेस। एंड आई ऑल्सो फील कि ये मेजरमेंट ऑफ सक्सेस ना थोड़ा सा हम लोगों के दिमाग में कंडीशनड है, विच I do not like right now. He has an aura. I mean, everything just stops when he enters the place. She's a very aware and alert human being. Like even while she was on set, even while she's performing, she knows what all is happening, and she's very involved in the script. She wants to participate in every section of every part of the ad making process. One beautiful thing that I learned from him was how he uses his eyes to emote an emotion. There is a certain magnetism to his gaze. I don't believe in picking up a card or wanting to know what is the next step in your life. It's important to accept and embrace everything that happens. So these spiritual practices around us is just to give us some sort of comfort, you know. It's like a warm sheet around us.
Joining us today for a very interesting and fun chat is Anchal Singh. Anchal, thank you for your time today and congratulations for Undekhi 2. I mean, 2022 has kicked off on the right note for Anchal Singh. Earlier, it was Kali Kali Aankhein, you know, which sort of was lauded by fans. And now it's Undekhi 2, another very interesting thriller that the viewers would get to see you in.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Divya, for having me here. And absolutely, I'm very excited about how 2022 has been shaping up for me. It looks good. It feels great. It's very gratifying emotion.
So it feels great, and it's not as if, you know, you kicked off the journey just yesterday. You've done 300 commercials. You've been part of Tollywood. Then, of course, you know, you also, I mean, so Tollywood was like, you know, Tamil and Telugu films that you were part of. And then you also did a Punjabi film. And now it's, you know, the Hindi cinema that the viewers are getting to see you in. So you know, I'm sure that the journey, you know, was an enriching experience for you. But to be back in Hindi cinema, was it like, almost like, you know, starting everything all over again?
To be honest, you know, as an artist, as an actor, I have always wanted to be a part of good content, wanted to be part of good storytelling. And I feel that the blessing of God has been absolutely there on me, because I have traveled around. I've been to a lot of places and acted, whether it's in South, whether it's in Punjab, or whether it was in Sri Lanka. I've always stayed in Bombay. Like my father was in the defense and we used to travel a lot. But when I decided to be a part of this industry, I came to Bombay, packed my bags and came to Bombay and started my journey from here. So I hoped and I wished earlier that it would have been great if I could have started from here. But I feel that these experiences now have made me so rich, and language and a region is never a barrier. So this was in itself a huge learning for me, where I realized that no matter where you are, what language you're part of, it's important to be able to be a part of something that is going to help you not only as an actor, but, you know, fulfill your human experiences. So I'm glad that I'm finally finding my place here in Bombay and getting good opportunities now.
With Undekhi, I mean, when you had done that, you know, last year, the applause that came your way was massive. So post the success of Undekhi, obviously, you know, the expectations had risen. You know, people knew what to expect from you. Was that burden too much? Was it difficult to handle the expectations? Obviously, you know, there's added pressure on the actor.
I don't think a pressure is, I don't think pressure is a problem in any way. Rather, I see it as a positive thing, because it means that there are people who are who have expectations out of you, who are looking at your work, who are validating your work. And it always gives me a sort of a motivation that, there are certain people who want me to go ahead and who are here to judge my work. Ultimately, obviously, I'm not here to please anybody. I need to be in control of my creativeness, and I want to feel as if I am doing my bit best.
Anchal, you're also a terrific tarot card reader.
I didn't expect this. Okay.
No, I mean, this is amazing. So, what we all want to know is like, are you then every move that you make in your career or every decision that you make in your personal life, is it somewhere like guided by what the cards say?
So the thing is, Divya, that my parents have been into meditation and spiritual life since the longest time, since about 25-30 years now. And they are third professionals. Like my father, he was in the Air Force. Now he's with Indigo. He's been so when we were in defense for 30 years, we kept moving places. And my mom is a teacher. But besides all these professional lives that we have, in the evening, we've always we have a dedicated room for our meditation. And in the evening, our life is all about healing and all of these things. So I have been brought up in that environment where I value the connection to God, the connection to self. So tarot reading happened much later because my parents say that I was born intuitive, I was born clairvoyant. And as of today, I don't believe in picking up a card or wanting to know what is the next step in your life. It's important to accept and embrace everything that happens.
In fact, itne sare roles hain na aapke, Anchal. You've done commercials, as I said before, there was Southern cinema, then of course, came back to Punjabi cinema, and now you are the most talked about name when it comes to Hindi showbiz industry. So all of this, juggling these industries is not easy. Somewhere you need to be very calm in your life. You have to have, some sort of meditation or such an experience, the one that you discussed. So do you think all of this has really helped you juggle and, be a multitasker?
First of all, I really believe women are great multitaskers. Like I see my mom, she वो काम भी कर लेंगी, बच्चों को भी संभाल लेंगी, घर का मतलब she juggles everything so beautifully, and she gives 100% everywhere. So I think women make amazing multitaskers. Having said that, it's I'm not trying to say that men cannot. It's just what I felt. See, talking about ads, it has given me a great sense of confidence and a lot of experience about understanding how what a director does on the set, what a producer does, what an EP does, what is a stylist, what is what is a DOP. Because when I stepped into this industry, I honestly did not have much idea about the working of this industry, what happens behind. Ads has been a huge learning ground, and the reason I ended up doing about 300 to 400 commercials was A, I really enjoyed my work that side. B, I was getting more opportunities that side. It's not that I was not auditioning for other parts, but यहाँ पे मुझे थोड़ा ज़्यादा support मिला, और इसकी वजह से I could work with so many different experienced people, having worked with Ranbir Kapoor, from Priyanka Chopra to Bhatt to Hrithik, Roshan, Malini. I mean, these people have so much of understanding about the profession.
In fact, it said in one of the interviews कि Priyanka Chopra के साथ काम करने पे, you just got to understand how to dominate, how to have a very dominating presence during the shoot.
She's a very aware and alert human being. Like even while she was set, even while she's performing, she knows what all is happening, and she's very involved in the script. She wants to participate in every section of every part of the ad making process without obviously, because ultimately it's all a collaborative process. Nobody can say that let's do it this way. It needs to be done together. So I learned that bit from her very well. And how beautifully put together she was while she was juggling into so many beautiful,
and how interesting and enriching was the experience of being Ranbir Kapoor's bride for 3 days. The shoot went on for 3 days.
Yeah, it was. I've spoken about it before also. बहुत अच्छा experience था. One beautiful thing that I learned from him was how he uses his eyes to emote an emotion. There is a certain magnetism to his gaze, and that is something that I saw, and I felt that, oh, as an actor, I want to pick this up. So I remember when I used to go back home after the shoot, I used to practice that, and I used to sort of read and watch videos to understand the play of eyes while you're emoting a certain thing, certain emotion.
What did you pick during your association with Hrithik Roshan?
He has an aura. I mean, everything just stops when he enters the place. So, but I think he understands that he has that personality, he has that aura. So he tries to make everybody very comfortable. He knows that his aura could be intimidating. So I learned from him that how you need to be, humble. You need to be nice to the people. You need to make everybody feel comfortable and not just, intimidated.
What is it that you're focusing on right now, Anchal? Is it, let's say, more monetary success, with more films, or is it to get the right audience?
I feel that this is a blessing when I say something like this, that I'm not working for money. I'm looking out, seeking for the right opportunities where I get scope to express myself, where I get a scope to challenge myself, where I get a scope to better my craft, and most importantly, expand my human experience. So, of course, money is very, very important. We all need to survive. It's not easy here in Mumbai. But I learned this from my father to make good savings. So whenever I earn money, I always put it in the bank and I let it rest there, so that when there isn't an opportunity for me where I could, do things, where I could, an opportunity of growing, I could use that money to sort of lead my life. And I try not to take up a project because of money.
But are you in a position where you can just simply reject scripts because, they aren't that interesting?
No, that stage has certainly not come yet, and I don't know when does that stage come. Like it comes also in an actor's life, because I am learning and understanding things from my own experiences. I don't have too many industry friends. I don't know a personal journey of a lot of people. तो मेरे साथ जो हो रहा है ना,
उससे ही आप
एक्सपीरियंस करते करते सीख रही हूँ. ऐसा नहीं है कि पहले कुछ अपॉर्चुनिटीज नहीं आई मेरे पास या कुछ फिल्म ऑफर्स नहीं हुए. हो सकता था, but I used to always ask myself that would I be happy if I take up this project, if I put my heart and mind into this and I give my 6 months of my life to this, would I sleep happily, would I be in peace? So if I get the answer as yes, is when I take up a project. Otherwise, अगर पैसों के लिए ही काम करना होता तो I mean ऐसे बहुत से लोग हैं, and I don't want to judge their journey. हर किसी की अपनी एक life है. But I did not come in this industry for this. I feel that अभी अब talent दिखा दो, पैसा और जो भी बोलते हैं ना by products of this industry, वो अपने आप आ जाएगा. It will follow.
What are the struggles of an outsider? It's not easy, Anchal, to be in the industry and to stay and to sustain the popularity that you are enjoying. What have been the struggles so far for you, and what have been the biggest learnings?
See, first of all, it's very important to identify your passion and identify your interest. आपको वाकई में ये करना है कि नहीं करना है, क्योंकि टाइम लग जाता है. कुछ लोगों को 1 साल लगता है, कुछ लोगों को 5, किसी को 10, किसी को 15, किसी को 20. तो यू वुड नेवर नो कि आप जब यहाँ पर आओगे आपको कितना टाइम लगेगा टू गेट सक्सेस. एंड आई ऑल्सो फील कि ये मेजरमेंट ऑफ सक्सेस ना थोड़ा सा हम लोगों के दिमाग में कंडीशनड है, विच I do not like right now, because you're never happy. You're always asking yourself, what next do I do? When I was doing ads, a lot of people used to ask me that, oh, you're doing ads now, what is the next thing that you're going to do? So when I did the South film, they said, oh, what is the next thing that you want to do? I realized that people will always keep asking you questions, and those questions will make you question your own success. So it's very important, first of all, to disconnect with the world outside, to have a talk to yourself and understand that to figure out what is your dream is huge in itself. Then after figuring out what your dream is, to be able to work for it is a great achievement. And even if you get little closer to it, even if you take one step towards your dream, you need to be content and happy. That hunger would always be there. You would always want to grow. But you also need to understand that वो अपने आप को बोलते हैं ना, शाबाशी देना बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है. तो मैंने ये चीज सीखी है टाइम के साथ कि हमेशा ये सोचना कि अगला स्टेप क्या होगा ना, उसके बजाय ये स्टेप को अच्छे से एंजॉय कर लो, अच्छे से embrace कर लो. Thank God for it, and most importantly, thank yourself for it and your family and friends who have supported you. And then धीरे keep moving on. Why, when this question is always asked, I talk about the internal journey is because बाहर की जर्नी के बारे में हम सब बात कर लेते हैं कि बहुत ऑडिशंस देने पड़ते हैं, आप ऑडिशंस का cracking ratio is almost, it's like after giving 1,000 auditions, you'll probably get 1 role. All these things are talked about, but something that we all need to realize is that it's a very internal process.
But has this happened to you? Have you been rejected during auditions? Yes, आपके साथ ही हुआ.
Of course, so many times. And
what do people say?
Initially, when you get rejected, Divya, you feel that people are rejecting you.
But they don't understand.
But they're not rejecting my face. They're not rejecting my talent. They're not rejecting me as a human being. It's just that you don't fit into what they require. So to understand that, is very important. And that is something that we don't openly talk about. So मुझे मेरी जर्नी में ये बहुत देर के बाद समझ में आया. So that is one reason why, if you talk to a lot of people from our industry who have made it, they will tell you that they have gone through a sense of low self-esteem, or why the confidence at some point gets bothered, or why there is so much of stress around a life, because we go through a lot of dips in our lives. So in the beginning of the interview, that's why I said that these dips are as important as being successful, because it's because of these failures you realize that वहीं से आपको उठकर आना है. You need to, our life is like heartbeat. It means you're living.
Yeah, true.
And also, today when I'm enjoying a certain amount of limelight, there are a lot of people validating my work. It still makes me humble, because I realize that life, time can be anyhow. What is important is what conversations are you having with yourself. So I don't let failure or success get to my head anymore.